Welcome guys to another episode of Hypixel Skyblock. So today I'm back with another farming tutorial for a new super farm. Now these are all going to be black cat farms. That means it does require a black cat pet. Now it doesn't actually have to be level 100, although it is suggested to be that high. Now basically these farms are just slightly better than the old ones. Now they're not even that much better, but they are better. And in the farming world, that is a huge difference. So today I'm going to be showing you a tutorial on how to build all of these farms. Now it is going to require 3 5x1 plots. Me from the future here, this is exactly what it would look like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 5. Now this is a row of 5 plots more than the last farm, but that is required because some of these farms are a bit more bulky and hard to compact. Now I'm going to give a shout out to Agitated Snake 92, who I believe was the developer of most of these farms. I don't know if he did all of them, but I do know that he did a bunch of them. Now, if you already have Superfarm 4.0 that I showed already built, you do not have to make the switch over to this farm, although it is slightly better. You might want to, but you do not have to. It's barely better, but better is still better. And now, without further ado, let's get right into the video. Here we are going to start placing blocks for the first plot of farms. So these farms are going to be melon, pumpkin, cocoa beans, and mushroom. So to start off this farm, you place a row of soul sand like so, with a 2-block gap, and then another row, and then a 3-block gap. And it's basically the same as the old farm, because melon pumpkin hasn't really changed. What you do is a 2-block, a 3-block, a 2-block, another 2-block, and a 3-block. And then what you're going to want to do is another 2, 2, 3, and then last time we go 2, 2, 3. All in all, you should have 12 rows of soul sand. Now again, the first one was a 2-row, then a 3-row, and then 2 2-rows, then a 3-row, 2 2-rows, and a 3-row, and then it developed that pattern till the end. The next step is going to be adding in mushroom to this farm, so what you're going to want to do is wait 5 blocks, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then on the 6th block right here, you place a row of soul sand, and then you do the exact same thing one more time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th block, soul sand. Then you're going to grab an infinity dirt wand and place 2 dirt on top of that second row of soul sand, or the last one to the right, and then basically just place another row on top of that. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over again, and the 6th one, we place 3 dirt, and then a row of soul sand like so. And then basically we come on top here again, another 2, and another row just like so. And then we can use our infinity dirt wand to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, and then the last row of soul sand. And that's basically all the soul sand for the mushroom farm. And now that mushroom's done, we can add cocoa bean into the mix. So basically what we want to do is go directly under this soul sand right here. And we're going to start a soul sand row, and we want 31 rows of soul sand. Now, if you've done this all correctly, you should be exactly 4 blocks away from the next plot. Basically, right now, I'm just going to finish all of these farms one at a time. I just wanted to lay out the base so that you could see exactly how long each one would be and how close it would be to the end of the plot. So right now, take any block of choice. It doesn't really matter what it is. I'm going to be using stone bricks. And basically, what you're going to want to do is put a row too high at the end of the soul sand, skip 2 blocks, and then do it again, and then skip 2 blocks, and basically just repeat this until you're at the end. After that, you're going to want to grab some jungle wood and place them 3 high, and it should fit directly under the mushroom farm, just like so. And you just do that on top of all of the stone bricks all the way across. Now take a prisma pump and basically just place it on the edge of each of these blocks. Now we're only going to be doing one side, basically because we can make it infinite just by using a magical water bucket and clicking on this one right here. We just want to make sure it gets all the way to the other end first. The easiest thing to do is go to the other end, and you can see if any mistakes like this happened, where the water did not actually make it all the way across. And now basically just go on each end, and if you click on the edge block, it should make all the water blocks source blocks, so it won't be moving you around anymore. And now we're up to the time for planting, so basically just fill a basket of seeds and place cocoa beans along each side of the jungle wood all the way across, and that is it for the beginning of the cocoa beans farm. Now basically what you want to do is place TNT in all of the gaps, and then 5 to the edge of one without a gap. Just like so. And now you can just place puzzle right on top of the TNT. And when you're all finished, it should look just like this, and you can just go along and break all of the TNT, and that's a pretty quick job. And that's it for the mushroom farm, so now we can start work on the melon and pumpkin farm, which we also need TNT. Basically, you just place 2 in each row, just skip the 3rd block in the rows of 3, and then we're going to be placing dirt on top of all of this TNT. Then just throw in your infinity dirt wand and place dirt on top of all of the TNT, and then break the TNT. Next up, you can go back to where you left the gap and basically just place 3 rows of dirt like so. Now this is just later for when we have to place some water. Now we can use Prisma pumps to fill up all of the water gaps basically, and that's just on every single block of soul sand. Then go and make sure they all make it to the end. If they don't, just fill it up using your magical water bucket or Prisma pump, as well as a magical water bucket, because they all have to be source blocks in order to move on. Now here is where we get to a slightly annoying part, but it has to be done. Basically, use your rancher boots, set them to 115 speed, go to the builder and buy some wooden trapdoors. Now unfortunately you cannot place them in your builder's ruler, so you have to place them by hand. Basically just hold D and place the trapdoors all the way across the row. You can then just fly through the row like so and close all of the trapdoors. And then just repeat this for all 4 of the areas where the dirt sticks up. Next up, we need to be placing dirt again, so grab some TNT. Basically what you're going to want to do is place the TNT just like so right on top of the dirt. And then it's basically like 1 dirt right above here next to the row where we placed the trapdoors. But other than that, it's 2 TNT like so, and it will be right on top of the water. And just continue this pattern all the way across, and then place dirt on top of all of the TNT, and then break the TNT. Now real quick, we're just going to finish off the dirt placement by placing 2 TNT across the top just like so, and then placing the last of the dirt and breaking that TNT. And then once you're done, it should look like this. And unfortunately, we have to place more trapdoors. Now, if you did end up making the farm from east to west, then you can actually use a builder's ruler and place ladders where we're about to place the trapdoors. But the bottom layer cannot be ladders because you might accidentally go like up the ladder and it will mess up the farming. Now you can set your rancher boots to 225 speed because we're going to be walking on the soul sand. And then grab wooden trapdoors and you can place it just like this. Again, the trapdoors only go in the rows where we did other trapdoors like so. We skip all of these other rows and only do these 4. Now real quick, what we have to do is add 1 dirt block between the trapdoors and then place a row of dirt right between just like so. I'll show you that again real quick. Basically just row of dirt right like so. And then just break all of the dirt that you placed right under that. That was basically just a scaffolding block. And then last time, set your rancher boots back down to 115 speed. And we can place rows of trapdoors right like so. And this is going to do it for all of the trapdoors. Okay, I was actually wrong. That wasn't quite the end of the trapdoors. We are going to have to place them right on the edge of these blocks here. Otherwise, the water would spill out into the farm. So all in all, you should have 4 rows of trapdoors in each gap where we left a block of 3 in between. And once you have finished that, it is time to take prisma pumps. And basically where you're going to want the water is right on this dirt block here. Because of these 2 trapdoors, it should not flow out anywhere. And you're also going to want it right here. And basically just do that on all of the 4 rows. Then make sure they all got to the other end, because if you didn't, you have to fill them up so that when you paste over all of the plots, nothing goes wrong. And that does it for melon and pumpkin. Now it is time to plant. Basically what we want to do is for 6 of these rows, since we have 12 total, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right here, we're going to till the dirt that is all the way on the right. So just fill up your basket of seeds with pumpkin seeds, and then you can plant on those 6 rows. And then next up, you can just fill your inventory, or well, basket of seeds with melon seeds, and just copy the exact same thing till all the dirt on the right, and then paste it over with melon seeds. Then go to the other end and just make sure all the seeds made it to the other end. Normally a basket of seeds is fine, but every here and there, something goes wrong. Next up, just get a couple of red mushrooms. I'm just going to place 1 on each corner, like so. And then I'm going to go to the desk. And it's plot 23, and then click Save Preset. So this one is pumpkin, melon, mushroom, cocoa beans. And then I'm just going to save it as a clock, because why not? Then we can just paste this all the way across. Now, unfortunately, I do not have enough pumpkin and melon seeds in my inventory, because for some reason, admins made it so that they do not go into your sacks, at least for now. So basically, you have to replant with a basket of seeds. The good thing is you can plant 2.5 plots with a basket of seeds. So you're only going to need to do this twice. Just paste over 2 plots like so, and then use your basket of seeds to plant some more pumpkins and melons. And then do the last 2 plots and then do the same thing. Just make sure that you fill your sacks with cocoa beans so that it will actually plant all the way across. You can put mushrooms in your sacks, but it really doesn't matter. They grow so fast. And now to start working on the ends of the farm so you can actually farm it. So basically we're going to be working on cocoa bean as if we were starting right here. So we're going to leave this block open, but we're going to block this off right here. We're going to need some signs, which we can get from the builder. And these signs will go right here like so. You can also just, real quick, just break all of the water that's there. So basically, after you break these 4 soul sand here, we're going to place layers of snow. So basically, you just like click the edge to add a layer of snow, and you want 8 layers of snow, so it is just in line with the soul sand like so. And then you can just fill all of these gaps with layers of snow. Now you have to make sure these iron doors are on that side of this block. The reason for this is because it doesn't matter when we're coming down this way, but where it does matter is right here. We need to stop ourselves on this block so that we break all the cocoa beans all the way back down, and then we'll go through the next door. So copy this all the way across. Yeah, I just found out the hard way that water does actually break snow. So what you're going to want to do is, real quick, just delete all the water first before moving on. And when you're done with it, basically what it's going to look like is you're going to have the door on the edge of the left block over here. And basically it's just snow so that you move faster, because you're going to have a lot more speed compared to if you were still standing on soul sand. So you're going to go on that and basically loop around, back down, go through this little doorway. And then the same thing, down, back, loop around, and it's the same all the way to the end. And at the end of the farm, which is right here, basically you get on this block right here, and then you use a key shortcut with SkyTills to teleport you all the way back to the beginning of the farm. And if you don't have SkyTills, basically type /set spawn at the beginning of the farm, and then just break these 2 blocks so that when you're going back, you fall into the void and go straight back there. And here we are at the opposite end of our starting row. So basically, it's pretty simple what we do here. We're going to start off with signs on this block and this block. We're going to block off these 2 blocks, use the builder's ruler to basically break all of the soul sand across. And then we can fill it up with snow after we block off all of this water here. Now that all the water's blocked off, basically just fill it up with snow like so. If it does, this block is already occupied, just go to over here and you can get the edge of it. And then once it's all full like this, basically all you have to do is block off this edge, and that's it for this side of the farm. You're going to come down over here and back over. Something that you can do is just add a trapdoor right on this block here and then just close it. I don't really find it necessary, but some people like it. So over here, we're going to start mushroom here on this block. So I'm just going to block it off right here just to make it easy. Block it off right here. Real quick, I am going to add a row of dirt to the edge here and here and here. Now I realized too late that we're actually supposed to put a row of dirt here, or any other block really, it doesn't matter. And this is just because we do not want to accidentally fall off the row when we're like farming. So basically just add a row of dirt real quick. It doesn't take too long. Now once you've done that, just head back to the beginning of the farm, and basically we're starting here. We're gonna go all the way down there, back right here. You break this soul sand, so you're gonna drop, add 2 blocks here so you don't go too far. And you can just add a block here and here to make sure that you don't accidentally like hit this podzol and walk off the edge there. And now you can walk back on this end, down all the way. Then you're coming back here, same thing. Break this soul sand, build that up, and then 2 blocks like so. And then you'd go down all the way there and back here and end it off so you can use SkyTills to send you back to the beginning. Or if you're not using SkyTills, just break this block or just never place it in the first place so that you fall into the void. Now that's it for this side. That side's actually super easy. Now for the other side, it's not too complicated either. Basically what you're going to want to do is just block it off 2 deep like so. Then use your builder's ruler to get rid of that podzol. Break this soul sand, and then basically just place stone bricks all the way across. And then break this soul sand like so. And that's that there. Now you would be coming back on this row right here. Block that off 2 deep, break that podzol, break this soul sand, and same idea. And then block that off just to make sure you don't go anywhere. And then last one right here. Block this off 2 deep. Get that out of here. Stone bricks. And then that's it. Starting off with melon and pumpkin, basically just place a block on every end all the way across. Now if you plan on falling into the void to take you back to the start, just don't place it on this end row right there or on this end row right here. One thing is you should leave this one right here open. Now I would just place a sign right here so that you can easily tell it's the beginning. Now this one, you can just start on this block right there. So since we're coming back down on this row, basically just come here, break this second pumpkin, break this dirt. Now place a sign on this block right here, break the soul sand, break this dirt here, break this soul sand, and this trapdoor. Place a sign right on this block here, and place a sign right above the trapdoor, and then break the trapdoor. Then you should buy some snow blocks, and then you can craft them into layers of snow. And then just place 8 layers of snow high so that it is equal to the soul sand. And on this last block, you may have to go outside to make sure that it is equal. And then if we were farming this farm, we'd be able to walk straight forward and it would work just fine. Now basically just copy this exact pattern for every single other row. So basically we'd go back down this row, up this row, back down here. So we break this pumpkin, break this dirt, sign, break the soul sand, break this dirt, sign, break the soul sand. Now because there was no trapdoor or anything, we don't have to mess with that. So this one is slightly easier. It's easiest if you make sure that the last layer of snow is between 2 other ones. And oddly enough, that is all you need for the farm. You just go once, over, twice, over, and that's the end of the farm when you get back to here. Now it's the exact same idea over here at the melon farm. So right here where our sign is, this is where we start. We go down that row, back to this row. Break this melon, this dirt, this dirt. Place a sign here so the water goes away. Then break this soul sand. You can start placing your snow. Break this dirt, this soul sand. Place a sign here. And place a sign right there. Break this dirt and this trapdoor. Then just fill it up with snow. And then that is it for this side temporarily. So now we can go to the other side and copy the same idea. Start off with blocking off all the rows, then breaking through right here. Since this is the end of this starting row, place a sign right there. And now we're going to break through right here. Place a sign there and break this soul sand here, and then the snow. I'm not quite sure why my person decides to jump at the end of this row, like 80% of the time. Or he was, yeah, like right there. I don't know what's going on there, so just place like a couple blocks like that, I guess, to prevent that from happening. And then we can move on to the next side. So it's going down, it's coming back up. Let's go right in here, place a sign. And then we can break, sign, get rid of these, and then snow. And then just copy this exact same thing all the way down throughout both melon and pumpkin. Now after you've finished that on both sides, that's actually it for the farm. Now I did a quick test just to see how close to infinite pumpkin was. And this is just where I farmed afterward. But as you can see, it's basically fully grown all the way across for the first row. Now you can see like there's 1, 2, a couple here. But most of the pumpkins are grown. I am not max garden level somehow yet. I don't really farm that much anymore, but I used to farm quite a bit. So somehow I'm not quite garden 15, but I would say at garden 15 this should be easily infinite. And that does it for all of these farms. Now we can move on to the next ones. Now you can come over here to the edge of this plot. Now I already did this. This is in this plot right here. It's in the plot with all of these farms. Build up 4 dirt. So this is the starting block of the next plot over. So what we're going to do here is take some TNT. Fill your basket of seeds with just regular old seeds, but that can come a little bit later. Place 1 TNT right there. Use soul sand like so. You can break that TNT, then go over 7 blocks. Then another row of soul sand. Now you're going to complete this 7 times. So there will be 7 rows of soul sand total. And then on the 7th one, you build over 5. Then you put your infinity dirt wand in the front and just build over with dirt. Then you can just place 1 row of dirt like so. Right on the edge next to the soul sand. And then just break all the TNT. Then you can fill these with water. Now that's why we actually built this row, was just to keep the water in. Then just place water on all the soul sand. Then go to the other end and make sure it made it all the way across. Now we can just till all of the dirt. Basically, you just till all of these dirt. You don't need to till that one. But just like so, just till all of this dirt and this dirt, and then you can plant seeds. Actually, you gotta wait until it gets to the other end before you can plant them. Now just make sure all the seeds made it to the other side, which it looks like they did. And now we can move on to the next part of the farm. And now we're going to basically copy this exact same design, but shift it over a little bit. So what we're going to do is right here, just like so, we're going to place a row of soul sand. Now we're going to put our infinity dirt wand in and place 2 rows of dirt like so. And that will basically stop us right here. And now we're going to copy this design, but over like so. So like 7 over. Now we're going to need soul sand. And now, same idea, just place dirt on top of the TNT and then break it all. And then you can place the water and then plant the next crop, which I'm going to be using carrots. Then when you finish all of that, it will look like this. You have wheat going up like so, and then carrot going up just like this. Now, we could put in another farm right here, but what we're actually going to do is put in cactus down here instead of another one of these. The reason is we wouldn't really be able to fit it so well this way compared to cactus, where we can actually fit it all the way under here. And now we're going to get started on the cactus farm. So basically, you can just move your infinity dirt wand to make room for sand. Now the cactus is 3 tall, and it has to go on top of a block. So we actually have to start it right here. So we put 1 row of sand right here, where that's just going to block us from going backwards. And then we do rows of 2, and the cactus should grow all the way up to the dirt. And now we just do rows of 2 all the way down. And then just like that, that should be the end. In total, there should be 19 rows of sand that are 2 thick and 1 at the end. And now we're going to start placing TNT. And we're going to do this every other row. So like 1 row off, 1 on, 1 off, 1 on, like so, all the way down to the end. Now we're going to need a lot of signs from the builder. After you have a whole bunch of signs, basically what you're going to do is place 1 sign directly next to the TNT, then count out 7 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8th block, a sign. This is the most important part of the farm. If you don't do this right, you can't actually plant the cactus. So there is a 7 block gap. And you continue this all the way down to the end of the row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7 block gap. Now continue this to the end of the row and do this on every row with TNT. If you did it right, the end of the row should have a 6 block gap. After you've completed that, it should look something like this with signs all the way across here. And now we're going to bring out TNT. And we're going to do it on the opposite ends of the opposite rows. And then we're going to repeat the exact same sign pattern starting right there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And right from the beginning, you can see it is 2 off from the other one. So you can just real quick go right over here. You see 2 off. You can just go in this row. And you can do it much faster than the other way. And now we're going to be placing a block to the right of these signs, but to the left of these signs. So basically it's going to look something like this. So if there's a TNT right next to it on this side, we're going to be placing it on the left. We're going to be placing it on the right on all of these. Like so. So basically there should always be a block next to the TNT. And then just place it for all of these all the way across. After you finish placing all of those blocks, you can call the builder and get trapdoors that we're going to place on all of these blocks. So basically just place a trapdoor on every single block. And then after you have placed them and flipped them down on every block, you can then break all of the blocks that are holding them up. Now, after we've gotten to this point, it should look like this, with all of the trapdoors basically just floating. And the next part, we're going to shift-click our magical water bucket and place water just like so on all of the trapdoors. Make sure that you're placing it on the side that has the sign on it, so that it flows down like so. Once all of the water is down, it should look something just like this. Now you can break all of this TNT because it doesn't really matter anymore. And then we're going to plant the cactus. Real quick, I'm going to go down to the other end and break the other TNT before we start planting. Basically what we do to plant cactus is you place a row of cactus here and then there. So basically it's going to be like next to the trapdoors like so. So it's like that, but then on the next side it's going to be opposite because of how the trapdoors change every other row. So basically just like this, every other row, all the way down. Now if you have done it correctly, it should end up at the other end perfectly normal. Just like so, and there's cactus on all of the rows. Now if you did it wrong, there won't be cactus on all of the rows. And now we can save the preset for wheat, carrot, and cactus. Now real quick, I totally forgot about this. We are actually going to have to place some dirt with our infinity dirt wand. Apparently you can't place with an infinity dirt wand like that on whatever block that is. Yeah. So what we need to do is go down here and then a row of dirt like so. Then right here, row of dirt like so. Now this is for the water for that edge row, which I forgot. It only goes 4 blocks. So we need to fill this with water, and same thing right here. We basically need to, okay, yeah. I figured I can't place it on the carrot. Row of dirt. Bam, bam. Now fill these with water before you paste the plot. And I'm going to go to the other end. I've just been blocking these off with TNT. It really doesn't matter, but I just do it because it's nice and easy. So then that should be it for this farm. Now obviously all of this TNT is in the next plot over, so it will not get copy pasted with the rest of the farm. So now I'm going to fill my sacks with carrot, seeds, and cactus, so that when I paste it over, I will not have to replant anything. So now I've filled up my sacks and I am pasting the plot over. Now, as you can see, I just left this blank right here because, see, this was in this plot over here. And because we're going to be at a 90-degree angle, this really shouldn't matter as long as the water isn't spilling out. Which it will not be spilling out because we pasted it in this way. Now the weird thing here with the cactus farm is it stops the water for a split second right between, which is not something you want. You want it to keep going like it does in all the other farms, but because it's pasting, it really doesn't know what to do. So once it's done pasting, just take a TNT, break it like so, just right next to the water, so it will actually make it all the way across. And you're going to have to do this for all 5 times you paste the plot. Unfortunately, the way I had to fit cactus, we have to start it on the other end. So you would finish going down this row here, we're coming back on this row. Now grab some trapdoors from the builder and a block of choice. I'm just going to use stone bricks. And block off this end here, block off right here, and place a trapdoor here so the water doesn't keep going. Now we're going to be going this way, and we make it to this end here. Now I believe this is where we break this block here, place a block here, and a block here. And we place a trapdoor down like this, and a trapdoor down like this. And basically what this does is when you're in the water, you go down here and you can move lanes much faster. So after you've got this in place, we come down right over here. Well, really, that didn't really matter because we have to break those two cactus like so. Place the stone brick down, and then like that. And now we can replace this cactus like so. And we can place water right on it. Just make sure that you block this off with a trapdoor. So once that's all finished, what you're going to see is you finish this row. This trapdoor keeps you on this edge and the water pulls you forward. Now if I were at a perfect angle, I would do that. I would continue straight through with no issues. But right now, my mouse is not at a perfect angle, so I'm going to get caught on these trapdoors. Now, this might look very confusing, but really, it's not too bad. Just, if you want, you can take a second to pause to copy this exactly. Now, you're going to do this for each lane change, and that goes for both sides, all the way across until the last row. And after you've done all of that, the cactus farm is complete. Now this is where it's going to end. Now I have this block here so I can use sky tiles to get back to the beginning. But if you want, you can break it and fall into the void. Now to start off with the wheat and carrot farms, what you're going to want to do is first just block off the ends. So we're going to go back to starting on this end. So we're going to go all the way down there, all the way back. And what we're going to do is place a trapdoor right here. We're going to have to call the builder to get some stone brick slabs. It really doesn't matter what type of slab, but that's just the block I'm using. So what we need is stone brick slabs. And now what we're going to do is break this block right here. Place a stone brick, this block right here. Stone brick. This block, this block, this block. And what we're going to do is stone brick, stone brick, stone brick, and I believe we're going to place a slab right on top of that. So if we made it through here, we could walk forward. Now we're going to have to break this. Place a trapdoor right here. So we hit this trapdoor here, walk across, straight, and you can start again. But what we are going to do is get our hoe of greatest tilling, till this piece of dirt, and grab some seeds. And this is just so that we continue farming even when we're switching lanes. So we'll go back into this lane and pretend like we were actually farming and see what happens. And it looks like it works pretty well. Now it did look like I bobbed up a little bit at the end of this row, which could be an issue. So what we're going to do is right above that, just place a couple blocks. And so this way, if I make it to the other end, I will not bob up like that. And we're going to just copy this pretty simple pattern across all the way up to the top. So we go down this row, back up this row. So what we're going to do, trapdoor, stone bricks, stone bricks. Break this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And a slab. We break this one. Trapdoor. Fill the dirt and plant the 3. After we've completed that, basically right now I'm just going to add these on top of everywhere we can possibly accidentally jump because of the water. Okay, so back down here. Basically what we do now is we need to make sure that we don't accidentally walk off. So if we're going like this, we can easily just walk off the end. But to prevent that, we can place slabs on top of this wheat over to this block here. So you can't accidentally walk off. And just like that. So if we farmed all the way across here, even if I accidentally held D the whole time, the only thing that's going to happen is I'll get caught on that trapdoor, but I'll easily be able to continue going if I press the right key. So that means all we have to do is place some slabs across here and up here. And that should do it. Now we can move on to the next side and copy the exact same thing, but going the other direction. Now we just block off all of the water like so on this end, like we did on the other end. And we're also going to block this side off for carrot as well. Now we're just going to do the same thing, break these two and place those in. Break 1, 2, 3. Slabs on top of these. And then make sure you don't accidentally jump with that. And then trapdoor here. Break this one here. Till there. And plant the seeds. And now I think you guys got the idea. Basically just copy this down and you will complete the wheat farm. And then just copy this exact same thing on carrot. One thing I forgot to mention, you're going to have to break this stone brick right here. Now basically this was the one that you put right under the slab right here. It's really just useless here and it would block you if you did not break it. So make sure you break that before moving on. So we would be coming back on this row of carrots, so I'm going to have to break my way in. So we have a trapdoor here. It's the exact same. We just needed to get in here. So 1, 2, 3 we break. 1, 2, 3. And slab. We also put a slab up here. Here, here, and here. Trapdoor here. There. Till this. Carrot. And we're good. Now just copy that all the way across. Now this is different. There's going to be one spot in the carrot farm. Only one where we have to go through this wheat farm. So what's going to happen is we come out of that row coming into this row near the end. We're going to need to break this and place stone bricks, just like so. Trapdoor. Then we break 1, 2, 3. As you can see, it's right next to the cactus, but it's totally fine. Then we go up here, but we need to first put that there so we don't accidentally jump out. And this here. Now this is where it gets different. So real quick, I'm going to break this so we can just see what's going on here. What you need to do is place a stone brick right there. And then you can just delete this block here and this block here. And well, let's put a trapdoor here first. And this block here. Till this dirt and carrot. So after all that, it's basically the same as all the other rows. And then that's it. That should get us to the end of the farm. Let's go to the other end just to make sure it lined up. And yes. Okay, now that's it for cactus, carrot, and wheat. Here we are going to start out the exact same way. So this is the edge of the plot right here. And so if we move over, we're actually in the next plot over. And where we're going to be doing this is plot 20 up through there. So we'll have 1, 2, 3 rows of 5. So to start off, we're going to basically do the exact same thing, which is buy some soul sand from the builder. And after that, what we're going to do is place the soul sand there and basically the exact same thing. 7 over, 1 up. And we're just going to copy the exact same layout, 7 rows of soul sand. And then on the 7th row, what we're going to do is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to do a dip. And then we're going to go back up like so. To try and make this video slightly shorter, what I'm going to say is basically just use this layout to copy this as a potato farm the exact same way you did wheat and carrot. So what we're going to do is move where there are 3 blocks between the soul sand and the ground for potato. You can remove that one layer, it's completely useless. Alright, soul sand. That's going to go on this row right here. 7 rows of this 7 block wide. Now basically we're doing the exact same design. So we're going to be walking on soul sand as well as farming on it. Now just like the other farms, we are going to be adding water. Even though Nether wart doesn't need water to actually work, we're just going to be using it because we can use depth strider to get a better speed for us. So just block off where all the water will go. And then use a prisma pump to fill up each of these rows with water. You can then grab a nether wart pouch and basically just fill up all of these rows with nether wart. And when you're done, it should look just like this. And now we're ready for sugarcane, which is the last farm. So first of all, for the sugarcane farm, what we're going to need is we're going to need to find a spot where we can fit it under this farm. So I believe right here is 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks, which is enough to be 1 block high and to have 3 sugarcane high. So we can start the farm right here, because right here will be the rows of water. And then we can use sand in rows of 2, where I believe it is 15 rows, but we can make it a little longer if we want. And then you can just end it off with a dirt row right on the edge of the plot. And that should be about 18 rows, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 rows. So we have 19 rows for sugarcane. Now we can just place that at the end of the row to stop the water. It really won't matter because this isn't in the same plot, so it won't get copied. So now just place water next to all of this sand. So what we have to do next is come over here to the end of this farm and grab some TNT that we can use to place in the water here. Just like so. And then we can use our infinity dirt wand, paste a row of dirt on top of it. Then grab your magical water bucket and break each TNT, and then place water right where it is to make it a source block. And then we can just fill up all of the sand with sugarcane. We have too many presets. We have one for completely empty, which we're going to keep in case something goes wrong again. Then we have Superfarm 4 and 4.2, which is just like Melon and Pumpkin and the other kind. But I want to keep Superfarm 4 in case someday the admins patch the black cat bug with rancher boots. So what we're going to do is we're going to delete one of these other ones that we've already used. So I'm just going to delete Pumpkin, Melon, Mushroom, and Cactus because I don't really need it. And if I did need it, I can just copy it again. So we're going to save plot 20 as nether wart, potato, sugarcane. And that is also going to be a clock, which we can then paste after we fill our sacks with the needed resources. And real quick, I'm just going to set up the sugarcane farm so it is complete. So if I was farming this way on sugarcane, real quick, I'm going to break these two right here and block it off. So if I'm starting here, I can go down that way. I'm coming back this way. I'm going to break this sugarcane, then this one. I'm going to place slabs here, just like so, to stop me. And right now I'm just going to go through the edge because I need slabs on every single one. Okay, after that, we're going to make it so that we can switch lanes, which is the easiest farm out of any. You place a lily pad on the water. So if I came back down on this row, I can move over and go over. That's it. That's how easy it is. So I come back down here, break this one lily pad, break this one lily pad. And that's all you have to do for the entire farm. The opposite end is the exact same. You just block it off and then place lily pads. Now potato and netherwort are done the exact same way as wheat and carrot. Just real quick, check the pinned comment if you are looking for the speeds and angles. I thought it would just be best to put it right there. And that's going to do it for today's episode. If you did enjoy this episode, make sure to leave a like and please consider subscribing if you are new around here, and I will see you guys next time.